Thank you so much for watching this review. We're going to do a quick review of the Segway PT. My name is Kenneth Littman with Things to Ride. A Segway holds a really special place in my heart, actually, because I, for the past 13 years, have owned a sightseeing tour company that's actually famous for Segway tours. And Segways have actually segued me into the electric personal transportation business, and this is exactly why I'm doing this vlog right now. So Segways are a big part of my life, and I've put actually hundreds of thousands of people on Segways over the past 13 years. So I thought, what better way to get started doing my vlogs and my reviews than by actually reviewing something that I'm so passionate about, and that's the Segway PT. So we have a Segway right here. I got a little park here kind of by my house. It's just big enough to do this video. Segways were actually invented by Dean Kamen, and Dean Kamen was in the process of actually making a wheelchair that climbs stairs, and this was a fun technology that actually came along from the process of creating the wheelchair. The Segway basically works by calculating your body's position on top of the platform right there. The brains of the Segway are right inside of the base. This is basically just an aluminum bar, and this handlebar is just an aluminum bar. This is the key. The key is really useful. It tells you how much energy is on the battery. Those are the 8 ticks that you see right here. The smiley face means that it's ready to go. These keys are pretty sensitive. The buttons, they get button mashed quite a bit. If you lose one of the keys, it can be quite expensive and difficult to actually make a key. I would suggest reaching out to Segway Corporate to see about making a key if you have a unit that you lost the key for, because that's a real bummer. The Segway itself, it weighs about 115 pounds. It's pretty heavy to pick up. When we pick them up, we have to lift them from the fender here, and usually it takes a couple people. Otherwise, there's ramps that we have. We actually have ATV ramps that we use to load them in the back of the truck if we're going somewhere on a sightseeing tour or whatever. The top speed of a Segway is actually 12.5 miles per hour. And although that doesn't sound very fast, when you're going 12.5 miles per hour, if you were to hit a stationary object or something like that, let's just put it this way. If you stop at 12.5 miles per hour instantly, you're going to go flying quite a bit. So we want to try to avoid that. The main way to get in an accident on a Segway is to hit anything against the wheel or wheelbase. And the Segway is a little bit wider than you are. You see your feet actually go right there on the foot pads. If you were to nudge something, even like a post or a pole or a tree or whatever, the slightest contact, the Segway will stop, but you'll keep going. So that's not a good thing to do. But to make a long story short, the Segways are a ton of fun. They can go up to 20 miles on a charge, depending on the size of the rider and the type of riding that you're doing. If you're, 200 pounds and you're going uphill the entire time, it's probably not going to last that 20 miles. But if you're a 100-pound kid, you might actually last 25 miles or whatever. I'm going to get on it and ride it just a little bit for you guys, just to kind of see how that works. So this is what it looks like when you're on the Segway. I'm just leaning forward to go forward, and then leaning back with my body weight to stop. That makes it stop when you lean back. Lean forward to go forward. Lean back to stop. The way that a Segway turns, you see the bar right here when you turn it to the right or the left. The harder that you turn it, the faster that it actually spins. So you kind of want to be really gentle. Even if you just turn it a little bit, it turns to the left or to the right. It's very sensitive. So it's a lot of fun to ride. It goes over, here we are on a little dirt path, and it goes over, rocks and stuff like that. There's a little demonstration of the rock riding. The most common thing that people run into on a Segway is each other on a Segway. So whenever you're riding a Segway, you want to be really cognizant of anyone else that's going to be around you. You also want to watch out for any post poles, trees, like I was saying before. You can't drop a wheel off of a curb or anything like that. If one wheel drops down, the other wheel is going to tip over, because there's a single axle that runs all the way through the Segway, basically. And down here is the batteries. The batteries are about $900 a piece to replace, and there's 2 batteries on there, so they're pretty expensive, and it's a bummer when you need to replace those. They will work for many, many years because they're just that good. Like I was saying, the Segway is kind of built like a tank. It does have some plastic parts and stuff like that, like the covers, and it's got the rubber handlebars, and you can see the bag is a little bit faded and stuff like that. Over time, the things kind of get a little faded. A lot of people think that when you ride a Segway that you're just kind of being lazy, but that's not true at all. If you've ridden a Segway like as much as I have, it actually does kind of like a core exercise or like a little bit of a leg exercise. Go on a tour for a couple hours. We call it seg leg because your legs end up like feeling like jello a little bit. I am a huge fan of the Segway PT, even though they're not making it anymore. You can also try to purchase one of these through us on thingstoRide.com. We're gonna have a marketplace here where we sell used equipment, and since Segway isn't making the PT anymore, and since they're built like tanks, they're still a great pickup if you want to have something fun to ride around the neighborhood. I'm gonna go head back to home and figure out what my next video is gonna be for Things to Ride. Hope that you enjoy the ride. Have a great day. Peace, love, and happiness. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.